Hi everyone, it's Stephanie back with some more craft tutorials. Today I don't have a tutorial for you. Instead I have this lovely journal that I made for a friend. I made one for someone else for Christmas, and my other friend asked if she could buy two journals from me. This is one of them, and I will show you the other at a later date. I'm going to be putting up some tutorials on how to make these journals, and I thought today I would just page through it with you so that you can see a little bit about what I'll be teaching you how to do later on. So to start with, it is a fabric covered book cover, and I've added lace on top of that fabric. I've also lightly distressed the edges of the fabric to give it more of an antique feel. You'll see a little bit of the cheesecloth coming out of here from the binding. I did that on purpose. I think it gives it a nice older distressed look. And I have a nameplate on the front. This is not the individual's name who is buying this book. Instead, I just found this bit of script on some cardstock that I have, and I cut that out and added it to the nameplate because it says Bella, which means beautiful, and I thought that that was fitting for this book. So it has several pages, as you can see, and here's the back. The back is very similar to the front. This sari silk does not go over the back. Instead, what I've done in order to close the book, I have looped this piece of sari silk around to the back and have added some charms on the end. Here we have a nice little owl and a little crystal charm, and over here we're repeating the crystal charm, and we have a key. So to open the book, all you do is loosen up the sari silk, and that's covering up this beautiful old vintage button that I used for the closure. In real life, it's really sparkly. You can see even more of it. So then you open it up to the front cover, and sometimes I'll put pockets in the front. On this journal, I chose not to do that because I have other things in it. I start out with this beautiful paper. It is actually a botanically printed on paper. So what I did is I took several old flowers and I hand dyed the paper. It's multimedia paper here. And we've got a cute little hanger clip and a little note card that you can write on with a rabbit, which I love, love this. Some coffee stained pages, I just did that. This is calligraphy paper, more coffee stained pages. I love how this turned out with the coffee staining. I want you to see some of those details in there. That's not anything that I specifically tried to achieve. It's just that when you are coffee staining paper, you come up with all of these gorgeous random designs. Here's another little spot, a little tuck spot where you can journal. This is a little pocket that I've sewn. You can tuck things in there. Pretty distressed paper with writing. More coffee stained pages. In this journal, I didn't incorporate a lot of imagery on the pages themselves because I wanted this journal to be one that it's for a grandmother, and what I'm hoping is that the grandmother will write some of her memories in here and maybe pass it on to her granddaughter so that this can become a keepsake, because I know my grandparents have all passed and my parents have passed, and what I wish that I had more of was more of their handwritten memories, the stories of their lives. And I just keep thinking what a gorgeous heirloom this would be to pass on to your children. So here we have some watercolor paper that I, again, did some botanical dyeing on. I don't know if you can see the detail here, but this was a chrysanthemum. You can see a little bit of the petals here showing. And on these pages, you can see this is a rose leaf. And over here, this was the stem and the leaves of the flower and petals that I put throughout the pages. And I'll show you how to do that later on. I believe these were roses. When you do this specific type of dyeing on paper, with roses especially, I found it's really effective. And then we have more coffee stained papers. Another little tuck spot. I love incorporating these into my journals, and a cute little paper clip or a cute little bookmark where you can journal here. A little heart paper clip to hold it on. Some more handwriting paper. I also like to attach fabric or laces, especially to papers. And you can either glue these on, but I just stitched it on. I think that adds yet another texture to the book that's interesting. Coffee stain, calligraphy paper. This book is really a collection of coffee stained paper, mixed media paper with flower staining, botanical printing on the pages. This one turned out nicely. This is one of my favorites. And this is one that I'm hoping will eventually be full of stories. This is graph paper that I have coffee dyed. More coffee staining. A little cardstock that I have stitched around the edges to add some more texture. Watercolor paper with botanical prints. And on this side of the watercolor paper, this time I did use glue instead of stitching because I didn't want the stitching to come through on this side of the page. But just a layered effect here. And a little pocket. It says "The Journey Awakens the Soul" on this tag. And a bookmark that I thought was very pretty. Some more sari silk on top. Some more graph paper. Another little tuck spot. And this I really love. This is like a little notebook within the journal itself. There's a little pocket here with another card you can journal on. And this I've clipped in. It's removable so that when you fill it up, you can add more paper. But this is just a little coffee stained notepad that I've added in here. And I did a flower print on the front. And that can go in here. More calligraphy paper, more coffee staining, botanical prints. And on this piece of calligraphy, I added this piece of cheesecloth. I did stitch it so that you can see on this other page, if it shows up, you can see a little bit of the stitching here, and I think it added dimension to this page. And this is something I thought would be really cute. You can have a card under here or write anything else, and it's hidden, but it's not. So here's a little rabbit, snow rabbit card with another hanger clip and a little crystal bead on there. Now this journal is already sold. Some more graph paper, not coffee stained this time. This journal is already sold, but it's one that I could easily recreate something like this for you if you were interested in it. This is just some nice lined notebook paper that I like the look of. This is one of my favorite botanical pieces right here. Rose leaves, and you can see the stems of the flowers throughout here and the impression that they made on this watercolor paper. It's just beautiful. This is very, very subtle, but I love the way this turned out also. These were small fern fronds that added this nice airy texture to this paper. And here is a fern leaf. And the paper here. Here is another little card, journaling spot, another hanger clip. I really love these little hanger clips. I think they're so cute. Journal paper. And so this one I'm really hoping, a little more of the fabric here, I'm really hoping that it will be filled with shared memories, life stories. This is was a large chrysanthemum that I placed on the paper face down, and it left this imprint after the dyeing was complete. And on this side, rose petals. You get this interesting iron color in through here. You can see a few daisies. See if there's a shadow on here, so I apologize for that. And then the end paper. And that's it. I will be doing more of these tutorials on these journals, and hopefully we can do sort of a craft. Excuse my dog, 2 of my kids are home and he's very excited. Hopefully we can do a craft along, and I will show you how to actually make your own junk journal. This just clips over like this. Okay. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe, share the video. I'm really trying to grow this channel, and I can't do that without your all's help. So you all mean the world to me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Stephanie.